What is up, guys? This is MaxCo4, and today I'm going to go over Gates of Hell buildable defenses tutorial. Right, so in this one, we're going to be covering all the defenses that you can build in Call to Arm Gates of Hell. So most all of these are built by your engineers, which are called, you can call them in right here, field engineers. So these guys are going to be able to build the vast majority of your defenses. So first thing we're going to go over is barbed wire. So barbed wire is great for defending against infantry. It'll stop infantry and they actually will not be able to go around it. Vehicles can drive through it, so keep that in mind. But it will stop infantry and they'll have to go around. So it's ideal for making choke points and killing enemies. Alright, so for next thing we have is hedgehogs or tank traps. So these are awesome at preventing tanks from getting through. It'll stop all vehicle movement and they have to be blown up by engineers, or I'm not sure if they can kill by direct guns, but I'm sure big enough caliber weapons can destroy them. But they're great for defending, like locking down a street or something, or creating defenses where a tank can't go through, and you kill, once again, create choke points and kill zones. Next you have is your small sandbag wall. This one I would not recommend building as much because you guys they have to crouch to be behind it. It doesn't provide as much full body cover, but it is cover. You guys can go prone behind it, which is nice, and they can heal, but it's not the best cover. Next, you have the large sandbag wall. So these guys, what you can have them do is you can have them stand, or they can crouch and then take pot shots. And it's enough. There's enough area to actually hide behind them, and then people cannot see you. So it's very useful to hide anti-tank guys behind this wall. Once again, not the best cover, but it is cover, and it will stop most small arms. Next, you have probably the most built cover is foxholes. All of your basic infantry can build these. They can all construct one. You can put 1 to 2 infantry in here. Here's an example of a light machine gun team. Got his LMG and his support gunner right there beside him. But I recommend you space these out so guys don't get killed as much. Probably the best defense to build if you're playing PvP, or if you just took a sector and you want to set up a quick defense. These can be built by basic infantry, so they're very nice. They're destroyable. Like if a mortar has a direct hit on them, it's going to blow them up, or if a tank has a direct hit, it'll blow them up. But if they don't not direct hit, then they'll survive. So they can be hitting around here and they still be good. So they're very nice for keeping your infantry alive, especially in open areas like this. Next, you have your basic trench. So this is awesome because it can, as you can see, it can house up to an entire squad. You guys can be defended in here. Everyone can go prone. You can hide in there as well. But it is super nice for just defending an area. You can put it on the edge of a battle zone sector, and you can keep your whole squad in there and keep them alive. Only disadvantages of this one: if someone throws a grenade in, all these guys could be kaput dead. Next, you have your basic mortar trench, which, as you can see, you can improvise and use it and have this gun very low silhouette. So this gun normally sits out quite a bit. It's a pretty big gun, but you can actually push it in here. Get it up here like this. You have to manually do it, but you can push this bad boy in there. As you can see, you have to move him in and out. Once you get him in, it's a little bit tricky to get him out, but you can actually move this in here, set him up, and you're good to go. So this is mainly for mortars, but I like to use it for big guns like the 88 and the Finnish 75. Very nice emplacement. Next, you have your tank dugout. This is very nice because it protects like the lower path of your tanks. It makes them pretty hidden. It's good for digging in tanks, and lower silhouette tanks do really good on them. Some bigger silhouette tanks like this one will struggle more with it. The BT-42 will stick out. Bigger ones will stick out more, but T-34-76 sinks in pretty nice. Very nice for building for if you're setting up a defense for your tanks. Next, you have these two are only buildable by the Finnish. If you have defensive doctrine, get the heavy engineers. So the first one is the regular bunker, and it's just a bunker. Only has one window, so it can be flanked a little bit, but it's nice for locking down areas, big open areas. As you can see, you can push in the heavy machine guns. Same thing as I did with the AT gun. You just have to walk it in and then set it up. Otherwise, you can use it for snipers or light machine guns, but it's very nice for setting up cover for these heavy machine guns, like and putting Dishkas or something heavy in there, or 50 cal for Americans. Next, you have these good old ones, the naval gun bunker. These ones are built in 3 stages. Place no naval gun, you put the emplacement down. As you can see, there's this inclination that you can keep building on it. So this is level 1, it's just the base. Level 2 actually has a barrier. Still just be nice for infantry if you just want to use it for that. And then number 3 is the actual naval gun. Now this naval gun is pretty sick. It's like a little 75. It's good for taking out most early and mid-war vehicles. Late war struggles on some vehicles, but most medium tanks it'll get knocked out pretty easily by this. Has a range of like 200, so it's pretty nice. Best way to crew this is just grab a tank crew, throw them on there, then go ahead and man that gun. Also, you recommend bringing an ammo crate, put them right behind it, so that way you can refill on ammo because it runs out of HE a lot if you're sniping infantry. But those are the basics of the defense. Make sure you guys stick around a little bit later. We're going to go over at the end, we're going to go over how to actually set up defenses for this. And as you can see, your beans and your bullets are going to be these foxholes. And that's what you're generally going to want to build. Lastly, we have the AT gun. So AT gun actually has, it can build its own sandbags. As you can see, just like the AT gun or support weapon, bottom right, vehicle sandbags, place that, wait a few seconds. Same thing for this, vehicle sandbags. Wait a few seconds. Only one time usage, should keep that in mind. And bam, your AT guns have got a little bit more sandbags. Really good for machine guns, to prevent small arms fire. So, because it'll prevent the AG, the assistant gunner, from getting sniped. Let's go ahead and move over to the defenses. Alright, so setting up a nice defense like this might take like 5 minutes or so. Preparation, it seems like a lot, but it's really not that bad. Especially if you have a couple engineers in here. If you have 2 to 4, like if you call in 2 teams of these, they're expensive, but like for 100 manpower, you can set up a nice defensive position like this. So what you want to do is put your tank traps first, so that way it stops the tanks from running up to the barbed wire. Put your tank traps, get the kill zones for the vehicles, like here and here. And then the same thing with the barbed wire, is big open kill zone here, 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 and here. That way you can funnel them into. And then make sure you guys utilize the actual existing defenses. Some maps have defenses like you can see this barbed wire these wooden barbed wire that already exist. This little bunker, you just add that to the line. As you can see, we got some infantry in this trench. Got a little AT gun in place over here. He'll be able to see, AI can shoot through the bush, but they might not be able to see you until you take a few shots. Got some anti-tank rifles, some individual guys, so that way if we get artillery hit, not everyone dies. I like to spread you guys out, and then like use sneaky things like this, like a Panzer Shrek in the trench, and then when say vehicles start to overwhelm you, just pop up and go blam. That's a dead tank right there. Another cool thing you can do is have these SMG guys. As you can see, they can't really see over the berm, but say infantry start rushing over the berm, then you're ready and they'll just machine gun them down, because sometimes people will send infantry, you say they kill all these infantry, they try to rush up here, then these SMG guys are just going to start machine gunning them away, throwing grenades, and they'll be good. So it's always good to have a couple of these guys behind the lines. That's where you can use SMGs on the lines. Or you could hide them in the trench, because some people will try to go into a trench. Lastly, we have the little mortar emplacement that is directly behind the lines. That way he's not going to be able to get counter barraged as easy. You have to get a direct hit inside here. All these ones that would hit around him and normally kill him will not kill or cause any damage to him, because he's got a nice bunker up here. Like I did down there, you could also have one of these like up here, then have a gun. It's just for being able to get the lower ground, it's going to be a little bit tricky. But I hope you guys' tips helped you, and make sure you guys build defenses, because it can be make or break your game. And even in PvP, you might not be able to get to this scale, but if you have time, you could easily set up a nice defense, because I see too many people just sit there and just kind of wait, build foxholes. If you have engineers, use them, and you could call in anti-tank miners and armor-piercing miners and make this defense even more in-depth. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.